Welcome to 505.
On the rise.
And we have our friend Lily once again. And we have Valerie. And we're going to be talking about the Menendez Brothers. So hopefully you guys know who those people are. People. Yeah, people. And
Or about the case in general.
about the case in general. But we're going to give you guys our knowledge about it. So they have more knowledge than we do. And Eric doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this case, so this is going to be brand new to me.
So,
I mean, I have like some context, but not like depth into the story.
I dipped this homie's toes on the content.
Pretty much on TikTok.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Definitely.
Well, the case is like big on TikTok right now.
Yeah, I
It
heard
is.
that's why it got more like recognition
This year.
because it got back.
Yeah,
like, it
that's
was
one
on
of the
TikTok
reasons I
a
wanted
lot.
to talk about it too. I was watching it
I
all over
saw
TikTok.
a girl on TikTok who has like a page dedicated to one of the guys where like she's like worships him.
In love
Like
with them?
she's like in love with him.
But
Wait,
Like one of the
who?
brothers?
Eric.
Oh, Eric
the
is
young one,
cute.
the young one,
The young
the
one.
young one.
Me?
He's a
The-
handsome
yeah.
kid.
No.
And Eric,
My tocayo?
bro.
Eric.
Yeah.
Eric is so cute.
Yeah. So, I saw this thing on TikTok where they went to like a basketball game like prior to killing their parents. I'm gonna jump the whole thing now. Well, whatever.
But yeah, we'll get to there.
We'll get to there. You guys will
Spoiler.
understand. And it's like a card of a basketball player, and they're in the back watching the game, and they're in that card.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's crazy,
I
bro.
don't think
Because
that was
Yeah.
the basketball game that day.
No,
No,
it was
a
probably
couple
after.
a couple days
Or-
after for sure.
Was it a couple
Or was
days
it before?
That's a good question.
I'm not sure.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, like Arturo said, we're gonna be talking about the Menendez brothers, and so this is like a case that goes back into like the 80s. So basically, this family was really rich. Like the dad had a lot of money. His name was Jose Menendez and Kitty Menendez. That was the name of the mom. And yeah, so they were really rich, and
Where do they live?
they first lived in New Jersey, and then they moved to Hollywood, and eventually moved to Beverly Hills. And they had a really big house. It was like 13 acres, I think.
Yeah.
And like I think even like Michael Jackson lived there, and like
Yeah,
other
it was
celebrities.
I think it
El
was
Rey del
Michael
Pop.
Jackson.
For real.
Others, so they had a lot of money. That just like tells you like that they had a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like they were really
Well, the
rich.
dad was like a music producer,
A music
Oh.
producer, yes.
and then he turned film producer.
Yeah.
He was like in the film industry.
Yeah, and like he was
Money.
really smart. Like he was well known because of that, because he was like a really important businessman. So yeah, and they had two sons, Lyle and Eric.
Why are you laughing at Lyle?
Because I'm telling you, I was like, stop like grabbing the mic and stuff, but you're chilling. So I'm like, just trying to put it
She's like-
back. Hey guys, my bad. You guys hear Valerie over here like smacking the shit out of it.
Sorry, I'm
You're
nervous.
chilling. You're chilling.
You're good, you're
Okay,
good.
well, yeah, they had two sons, Lyle and Eric, and so since they were little, like the dad would put a lot of pressure on them. I think like they were really successful tennis players, and since they were little, they started like training. Like they had like coaches, like, and they would train like every day, like before and after school, even on like on Christmas Day. Like the dad was like hardcore.
Especially because of the money, they have like good coaches.
Yeah, and the dad, I guess like apparently like the dad wanted them to be like perfect, basically,
Yeah.
and he wanted them to be really good in a sport like tennis, and they were really good. They were like ranked in like the national best.
Yeah.
Plus,
they're
like,
tennis
tennis is like a rich person sport.
Yeah.
Too, so
And
it's
their
Yeah.
dad was really poor growing up.
Yeah,
He grew
he's from
up-
Cuba.
He's from Cuba, and he grew
Oh,
up
shit.
very poor.
Well, he
No.
wasn't very poor. His parents did kind of have money because they sent him to the United States, so they had the resources to send him here, and
And he studied and everything. Like,
yeah,
went to
he
college
went to
and shit.
college here, and
But he
everything.
wasn't like, he didn't have a lot of money when he started here in the United States.
Yeah, he got really rich over time. And so, yeah, he would put a lot of pressure on them. And he basically wanted them to be perfect to, like, the public. Because everyone knew who they were. Because they were really rich. And the dad ran, like, a movie or film industry. So, yeah, the dad was always really hard on them. And it's been said that they always felt like they could do anything. And, like, it still wasn't enough for him. So, yeah, like,
Yeah.
the guys grew up with, like, a lot of pressure on them. So, yeah, that's basically, like, kind
you
of like
think-
how the relationship
Do you
was.
think it's just because like the dad went through like a lot of things, so you just wanted them to be
better.
successful more successful than him or
Yeah,
something
but
like
I
that?
think
Maybe,
there's like a limit.
but I think it was also because people knew them and he wanted to seem like the perfect family.
Yeah.
Because people
Like-
people really liked him because he was really smart, but there was a lot of people that also did not like him because he was rude. Like, he was not a nice person to everyone.
you can
Like,
tell.
to the people below him and like in his business, he was not very nice. Like, he would fire people like just like in the moment and stuff. So like a lot of people didn't like him. And so like, yeah, he just wanted everything to seem perfect. And so yeah, that's kind of like the relationship between them. And it said that the mom was like supportive and stuff, but you know, like, we don't really know what happens behind doors.
But
And
I feel like at that level, like when you become that successful, like you want to maintain your reputation. You don't want to.
Yeah, but I feel like you also don't want to like pressure your kids so much.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
true.
they can't even like
Enjoy.
their
Yeah.
lives.
Like, if you think about it, when like soccer players, most of them don't force their kids to play soccer because
Yeah.
they play soccer. You know,
Yeah.
they want to let them do what they want to do, and that's what something I feel like that didn't do well.
Yeah.
Like,
he
he was just
chose
pressuring
like
them.
he would choose everything for them. Like, this is
yeah,
where you're going to school.
yeah,
This is what
the
you're
schools,
gonna do.
friendships, people that
Yeah.
they would date. Like, if he didn't approve, like
They
they
couldn't
couldn't
do
be
it.
friends with them.
Oh.
And like, he was
damn.
really strict about that stuff. And yeah, like this example probably just tells you everything, how like he wanted everything to be perfect. Like, Lyle, he's the oldest one. I think he started going bald when he was like 14. And like his dad
Jeez.
was like,
Lyle
he
was
basically was like,
stressed.
no, like, you're gonna wear a toupee. And he wore a toupee ever since because he was
Do you
like,
know what a toupee
I don't need
is?
anyone to know that
Have
you're
one.
bald.
Didn't Trump wear one? He had a toupee.
Exactly.
Definitely a
Flying
toupee.
in the wind.
That's a toupee
Yeah.
for sure. If you want to see what a toupee is, look up Trump.
Photos for reference.
Take my This is real. You
Can I borrow it?
No, you cannot, bro.
Dang.
Then I'll have to get out another one. But yeah, the Menendez brothers, bro. I feel bad for them because since they were little, their dad was just a douche.
And then I don't think we haven't talked about the mom yet, right?
Oh yeah,
Like
no.
what did she do, or like how did they meet
No,
with
How
the
did
father?
that's what I want to know.
What do you mean?
Like the father, like he came from Cuba. He became successful and everything. Like, how did he meet the mom, or like, what did she do? Did she work in the film industry as well?
No,
or-
they met in college.
Oh, in college. Okay.
Yeah, and they
Bro.
got married really young, like at 19.
Have you
or
seen that
something
TikTok
like that.
where it's like, "What do you do for a living?" He's like, "I'm just a mom."
Yeah, that was basically her.
I'm married.
No, I think
yeah,
she was a
married.
teacher,
I wanna be married.
and she was a
Yeah.
she was a
was
teacher for
older
a
than
while,
him.
Okay.
and then she like stopped teaching after she had like her first son
Well,
because she
who
wanted
would wanna
to like
teach when you have a rich
yeah.
husband?
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, and like honestly, like it was said that he had like mistresses and he had like other relationships, but supposedly she knew, but she was still with him because she wanted to maintain again that like
I feel like
perfect
they were
family.
very obsessed.
Yeah.
They were very obsessed with the idea of like look how they look to others.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I heard a lot of stuff how like he was even like ashamed of people knowing that he was like Hispanic. He didn't want people to know that he was
What?
Cuban. Like he didn't want people to know, cause he went to like
That's
a normal
sad.
university, I guess you
Yeah.
can say. And he wanted his kids to go to like Ivy Leagues.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
he didn't want anyone to know that he didn't go to an Ivy League. Like he was, he just wanted to be perfect. And he would portray that with his kids by putting them like all these expectations. And they honestly, like they weren't the best either because they grew up with like money. So they were a little bit spoiled, I guess you can say. And so yeah, that's basically like how it was. And I guess towards when sorry when they got close to like the time when
The crime happened.
It's okay.
Okay.
Bro. Chill it.
okay, yeah, so when the crime happened, as Arturo said earlier,
But
they
what, like-
killed their parents.
Okay. Oh, that.
Yeah, so yeah, they
'Cause
killed
there's-
their
Spoiler alert.
parents. Spoiler alert, they killed the
They
parents.
Dun, dun, dun.
And towards that time,
Yeah. Go ahead.
towards that time, their relationship was just like getting worse. Like it said that like the parents were just not approving of anything that the kids were doing. Like, and they even like changed their will. Like they weren't gonna get all of the money that they were gonna get at the beginning.
Dang.
Yeah. So
Lyle had just gotten like
Lyle had gotten expelled from an Ivy League.
Because he
was
cheated.
Yale.
But he cheated, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
cheating.
he did a couple, like he wasn't showing up to class and like he did plagiarism and stuff. So he had just gotten
Jeez.
Yeah.
expelled, suspended because he was supposed to go back. But again, with the perfect family, the dad didn't want anyone to know, so he basically gave
Tried to
him
pay
money.
off the school.
Yeah, he tried paying off the school, and Dean didn't want that, so he basically sent Lyle like on a trip, like to travel the world, because he didn't want anyone
I
to
wish
come.
I was
He didn't want-
rewarded with a trip when I
Real.
cheated in school.
literally,
For getting
yeah,
expelled. Like,
Right.
send me to France.
yeah. Basically, that's what he
Get me a
did,
toupee.
because
Bonjour.
he didn't want people to know what had happened, and people would know if he came back home. So
Yeah, that's true.
he sent them like to travel.
But we're
And
like,
stuff.
are we going straight to the like murder situation?
Yeah.
Or we're gonna talk about like a little bit of
The
when they were
events that
kids?
led up to.
Well,
I know a lot of like.
Well,
related to that.
I think we could talk about the events when we talk about the trial, because that's kind of where everything
Oh, sounds
came
good,
out.
sounds good, sounds good.
So, yeah, the night of the murder was like August 1989, I think. So that day, supposedly, the guys told their parents that they were gonna go watch a movie, and they stayed in their house like to watch a movie themselves, in their den, I think it was called. It's like basically like
It's
their
a
movie
rich
room.
people
It's a rich
family
people
room.
room. Yeah.
A
Whole
theater.
movie theater.
Yeah. So like they stayed there and they told them they were gonna go out or whatever. But apparently, they went into the house and they just like shoved the door. Like they literally just knocked the door. Yeah, barged in with the guns and started shooting right away.
A shotty.
Like yeah, at them. And they had like some, I don't remember the name of the guns, but they were like big guns that like.
We're not gun girls.
Wait,
Yeah, I'm not a gun girl.
I'm not a gun person either. But was it the oldest brother that just shot, or was it both of them?
It was both of them.